screwy, but I still be screwing. Aw shit, did I just get canceled? Fuck it, flip that shit up to a different channel. Cosmic space animal, a different mammal. The fucking dude, but I'm not abiding by your babble. Take a midnight drive and ride up on your fucking castle. Buddha, Buddha, Buddha music. Oracle Uno got that voodoo moving. Under the moon doing what I be doing. Prophesizing of the godly movement. Hypothesizing that's my time to do it. I spit some.
I'm not one to fearmonger. I love a good conspiracy. But I also like applied logic, right? Some science, some logic, some getting to get in, right? I don't like how everyone needs to be implemented, right? So impressionable, so easily distracted. I hope you put your weapons and armor on. I hope this past week made you realize you had strength, qualities, and tools and techniques you didn't even realize. I hope this past week made you open your eyes and observe some of the bullshit going on around you. Okay? I had to take a couple notes because there's a lot of things going on. Saren is going to open a dimension. They're sending 3 rockets to the moon. Bridges have been collapsing to isolate people. There's going to be cicadas. Thousands of cicadas doing God knows what. Apparently, they are removing or awakening giants in the city next to where the solar eclipse is going to be. There is going to be a solar eclipse. There's going to be lots of rain and heavy clouds. And there's a planetary alignment. And Mercury's in retrograde. All this stuff, right? I feel like for the past couple of years, they've been trying to press this agenda that the end of the world is coming. And they want everyone to believe it, right? Because the more people believe it, the more it is true. That is a fact. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the video from the community board where the guy starts the newspaper on fire. Towards the end of the video, they show these people praying over this woman with an ailment and it goes away because of the power of the prayer, because their manifestation, because of the belief, right? So I'm saying this right now. Your belief in the end is going to ultimately bring it about. Your belief that the X-Men and the Avengers are going to pop up and start kicking ass and saving the day, that's going to come about. Because that's exactly what the fuck I'm on right now. I'm trying to be Jean Grey in the goddamn X-Men, okay? I'm trying to have Nightcrawler pop in and pop out. I'm trying to see Beast. I'm trying to see Cyclops. Oh, I'm trying to see it. That's what I need. I need for you guys to step into your power. I'm time. It's time. It's ready. Tomorrow is the day. Line it up. Meditate it up. 528 hertz. 525 hertz. Play them on top of each other. Obviously, some crystals go into this, right? Channeling your energy goes into this, right? Being on a ley line specifically helps immensely. Channel your energy. Channel your specific guardian angels, guardians of the light, protectors of love and light. You channel those people. You open a door for them to come to earth because I'm done with the demons running rampant. Period.
Stop it before anything happens. Up here, I also have another tone generator set to 525, and I'm about to show you what will happen with that. Things happen much quicker when you're using pure tones rather than the other stuff I was using on YouTube, which had like sounds mixed in with it. There we go. 528. You can see a much more stable fracture. Okay, I have to do this quick because this stuff does not last. 525, you can see there's a whole range of tones here, but 525, you're going to hear fluctuation there. There we go.
Tonight, a missing YouTuber and his viral video. It's all part of a mystery centered around Sedona, Arizona.
Of course, the popular tourist destination that we all love and know, and it's known for its scenic beauty and shopping. But don't forget its mysterious side. Crystals and energy vortexes are a big reason why some people visit Sedona.
Used for science experiments? I would say so.
This is a YouTube video posted by someone calling himself Funky Fathead.
You can see a much more stable fracture.
He says he's using a computerized tone generator to open a vortex, a portal in time and space.
He sounds American, so I'm hazarding a guess somewhere in the States.
The video caught the attention of this man who posts videos from his home in England. He calls himself Hidden Underbelly.
He went on to experiment with portals and sound frequencies.
Hidden Underbelly spoke to us via Facebook messaging after this video racked up more than 1 million views.
That in itself is pretty insane.
After he was unable to reach Funky Fathead, the video made news in the Daily Star, headlined, "Bloke Missing After Opening Portal of Time and Space in His Bedroom."
If he has opened a portal, God knows where he is. And more to the fact, God knows if he can get back.
You see, Funky Fathead hasn't been seen or heard from in 4 months. He did leave one clue, however.
If you don't know where that is, I do. Is in Sedona.
Sedona is known for having dimensional travel there. I mean, that's one of the great tourist sites about it, is that people try to go find these portals.
Sedona is known for its mysterious vortex portals and magical healing places. It receives more than 4.5 million visitors each year, and some are there for more than just the red rocks.
This is an important site. It's a very sacred site of spiritual energy.
Amara is with Sedona UFO and Vortex Tours. They take hundreds of people to some of the best-known vortex sites in Sedona.
There have been known spontaneous healings that have taken place at the front of the stupa here.
The first tour stop is the Amitabha Stupa and the Peace Park. A stupa is a Buddhist place for meditation. This one and its smaller twins stand at the base of Thunder Mountain. The area is sacred to Native Americans, and the stupa was established by a monk who felt the energy there.
Scientific studies that have been done here to actually measure the brain waves of the individual while they're on the site, and it showed that they were altered by being on the site, so that confirms what we believe, and that it is an actual vortex.
We're taking you on an incredibly powerful spots here in Sedona that are not well known.
Anita Owens is also with Sedona UFO Vortex Tours, and this is another stop on their tour, Rachel's Knoll, an energy vortex surrounded by a gated community in West Sedona.
These are areas that you're not going to stumble upon or get to on your own.
They say Rachel's Knoll is a feminine vortex and that the spiral energy can be seen in the tree trunks nearby.
It's a natural, earth energy.
When people feel the energy here, they just want to sit for a while and relax. They don't want to leave.
This energy is very loving, very nurturing, very compassionate energy.
But is there enough energy here for Funky Fathead to poke a hole into the known universe and travel there through a portal?
Yes, that's what vortex energy can do. Gateways, doorways, openings, portals.
We didn't see Funky Fathead here, so we guess he's still missing. We even asked our editor, Kelly Laws, to see if he could make a similar photo, and here's what he came up with. So we reached out to Funky Fathead via YouTube for comment on his wildly successful...
Watch that again. The hiker walks through the mirror as though it's an open door, then turns back to see where he came from, and eventually returns back through the mirror. I get it, pretty out there, but if it's an illusion, it's an impressive one, and that's not all.
As he goes through the mirror, you can see that the ivy is on the right side of the tree. But then when he goes back through and he turns around, the ivy is on the left. So it seems like everything has flipped. It's really disorienting.
Now work with us here a minute, because McCarthy points out that modern science is open to the notion of mirror worlds.
There are actually scientists out there who are studying the idea that a mirror universe might actually exist. And they're running experiments using subatomic particles to see if those particles will turn into mirror versions of themselves.
The idea of mirror universes comes from a measurement of neutrons that makes no sense. Neutrons, when taken out of the nucleus of an atom, will decay away.
According to the law of conservation of mass, that can't just happen.
If neutrons are, say, disappearing, then maybe they're disappearing into an alternate parallel universe. Sounds crazy, but this is actual physics that people are testing.
Our astrophysicist Hakeem Oluseyi says the existence of a mirror universe is theoretically possible, but points out we wouldn't be able to just step into it.
When physicists speak about a mirror parallel universe, they're talking about something similar to what we have, but we don't feel it or interact with it. In this case, the person is still in our universe.
So we need a more prosaic explanation of this footage, and forensic video analyst Mick West thinks he's got one.
So I think what happens here, you get a clue as he gets towards the mirror here. He approaches the mirror at a 45-degree angle, so you can't see his reflection. Again, and then turn around, and then you can come back in, do the same thing, come out this way. All you have to do is then cut that video and remove the bits where you turn the camera. It's very, very well done. It's a camera trickery, but it's nicely done camera trickery.
Hidden magnetic portals around Earth. Presented by Science at NASA. A favorite theme of science fiction is the portal, an extraordinary opening in space or time that connects travelers to distant realms. A good portal is a shortcut, a guide, a door into the unknown. We call them X-points, or electron diffusion regions, explains plasma physicist Jack Scudder of the University of Iowa. They're places where the magnetic field of Earth connects to the magnetic field of the Sun, creating an uninterrupted path leading from our own planet to the Sun's atmosphere 93 million miles away. Observations by NASA's Themis spacecraft and Europe's cluster probes suggest that these magnetic portals open and close dozens of times each day. They're typically located a few tens of thousands of kilometers from Earth, where the geomagnetic field meets the onrushing solar wind. Most portals are small and short-lived. Others are yawning, vast, and sustained. Energetic particles can flow through the openings, heating Earth's upper atmosphere, sparking geomagnetic storms, and igniting bright polar auroras. NASA is planning a mission called MMS, short for Magnetospheric Multiscale Mission, due to launch in 2014 to study the phenomenon. Bristling with energetic particle detectors and magnetic sensors, the 4 spacecraft of MMS will spread out in Earth's magnetosphere and surround the portals to observe how they work. Just one problem: finding them. Magnetic portals are invisible, unstable, and elusive. They open and close without warning, and there are no signposts to guide us in, notes Scudder. Actually, there are signposts, and Scudder has found them. Portals form via the process of magnetic reconnection. Mingling lines of magnetic force from the Sun and Earth crisscross and join to create the openings. X-points are where the crisscross takes place. The sudden joining of magnetic fields can propel jets of charged particles from the X-point, creating an electron diffusion region. To learn how to pinpoint these events, Scudder looked at data from a space probe that orbited Earth more than 10 years ago. In the late 1990s, NASA's Polar spacecraft spent years in Earth's magnetosphere, explained Scudder, and it encountered many X-points during its mission. Because Polar carried sensors similar to those of MMS, Scudder decided to see how an X-point looked to Polar. Using Polar data, we have found 5 simple combinations of magnetic field and energetic particle measurements that tell us when we've come across an X-point or an electron diffusion region. A single spacecraft, properly instrumented, can make these measurements. This means that a single member of the MMS constellation, using the diagnostics, can find a portal and alert other members of the constellation. Mission planners long thought that MMS might have to spend a year or so learning to find portals before it could study them. Scudder's work shortcuts the process, allowing MMS to get to work without delay. It's a shortcut worthy of the best portals of fiction. Only this time, the portals are real. And with the new signposts, we know how to find them. For a portal to more NASA science news, visit science.nasa.gov.
So I'm happy that person on YouTube said that, because that is exactly why I started looking for this portal stuff, because I remembered that. And as I've been looking for interdimensional portals, like the search engine, a couple of Saturn things popped up, but like mainly aliens have been popping up, and it's really weird. I'm actually going to look up that. Right there.
That's it. There she is.
You've gone through plenty of times. This is no big deal to you.
11:6. I don't have the King James Bible. I have this NIV Bible, which is in there, in the room. I looked it up out here, and it says the wolf will live with the lamb. And fuck this shit. The lion will live with the lamb. Fuck this shit. Fuck this. Fuck this room. Which is in there, in the room. I don't have the King James Bible. I have this NIV Bible, which is in there, in the room. I looked it up out here, and it says the wolf will live with the lamb. And fuck this shit. The lion will live with the lamb. Fuck this shit. Fuck this. Fuck this room.
You see what happened? So weird. So very weird.
And fuck this shit.
I don't know if this is the actual text. I have all Buddhist books in my house, so anybody watching, if you guys have Isaiah 11:11, whatever version you got, can you please tell me what this part actually says, because that's not right. The lion will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat, the calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. The infant will play near the hole of the cobra, and the young child put his hand into the viper's nest. They will neither harm nor destroy on all my holy mountain, for the earth will be full of
I have other videos that show this thing opening up. I'll go into it later. Yeah, this is weird. So, I just have to show you. I hung this thing up. I got it a long time ago. My cousin painted that picture. It used to be hanging over here. I've decided to move it over there. I put this over here just for the hell of it. I'm only bringing this up because until I had done those two things, things were normal inside of this room right here. So it's the night I did this, it was just a couple nights ago, that really weird stuff started to happen in that room, and things, I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was seeing stuff. So I'm just I'm doing this video so you guys can see, and I'm gonna show it to you live. This book, this is one of my nephew's books. It's just an old book. It's something my brother and I used to have growing up, and I started to look on the internet about this crap, and some weird stuff going on here with this name, Berenstain Bears. So I had this book. Again, it's my nephew's, but I had this book in my closet from when they came over. I wanted to give it back to them. I planned on going out there to see them. All right, it happens when it gets in the room. See it? And then back out here, normal. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. And then normal. This just creeps me out, man. I don't even like to be in this room anymore, but I sleep in here. I mean, look at that. That shit is changing right there. Anyway, I just know something weird in that room. And whether or not it has anything to do with these two items, beyond me. Just point it out because, like I said, right there. Anyway, and then back out here, normal. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. And then normal. This just creeps me out, man. I don't even like to be in this room anymore, but I sleep in here. I mean, look at that. That shit is changing right there. Anyway,
the latest symptoms of exposure to the America's Pearson Sharp has more.
One American News has extensively covered the dangers of the experimental chemical injections the government is calling the from heart attacks and strokes to paralysis, neuropathy, and explosive increase in autoimmune diseases and even sudden death, with young, healthy people in the prime of their lives simply falling down dead. The list of fatal side effects from these injections is truly stupefying. Well, now there are videos emerging of a terrifying new condition that's popping up all over the world. What you're looking at now is footage from security cameras that shows people suffering from the effects of some mysterious attack on their bodies. In every case, it follows the same pattern. The affected person stops what they're doing and looks around as if they hear something, slowly turning their head. Then they start flailing their arms and legs, kicking and thrashing like they're fending off some invisible attacker. This is followed by collapsing on the ground in a convulsion, writhing and twisting in uncontrollable spasms. The incidents of this bizarre and frightening new malady have come out of nowhere, and now it's being captured by CCTVs around the world. Now, to be fair, it's not clear if this death spiral is linked to the CCP injection. But when you consider the alarming number of other gruesome side effects from this, it's not hard to believe. As far as we can tell, this has never been witnessed before. And if that's the case, then we have to consider what could be responsible. Now let's think. What's the biggest new variable the world has seen in the last 2 years? Well, if you're not a brain-dead member of the branch Covidian Fauci cult, then the answer is simple. Nearly 70% of the world has submitted to the... That's 5.3 billion people whose bodies are now struggling to adapt and overcome the so-called toxic effects. And now we're seeing the results firsthand. Peer-reviewed studies show a staggering 94% recipients have abnormal blood that no longer functions normally. This is a picture of what normal blood looks like at 40 times magnification and was taken by doctors in Italy studying the blood of patients injected with the... Now here, we have the same patient just 1 month after getting the... You can clearly see the blood has been drastically altered, with researchers saying the vast majority of patients they studied suffered severe blood cell deformation after taking the... The researchers say metallic objects that resembled graphene oxide and other compounds, like you see here, were discovered floating in the blood. The scientists said they found extraordinarily anomalous substances in the blood, which began forming gigantic foreign structures. The researchers concluded by saying these results have never been observed before in any ever, and that need to come clean about exactly what they're putting in the... They added that the substances in the are incompatible with normal blood flow. Those gigantic foreign structures seen under the microscope are wreaking havoc on the human body, and now coroners and embalmers around the country are discovering horrifying clots inside people's bodies. What you're looking at are the mysterious clots that are suddenly appearing in people who later died. And medical experts say this is totally new. They've never seen anything like it until last year. Lab tests show the clots are made from something other than human blood. And embalmers say they're showing up in otherwise healthy people who suddenly died from heart attacks or strokes. And when they were examined, their veins and arteries were completely clogged with these strange rubbery fibers that can be several feet long. Even the young and healthy can be affected, like a teenage athlete in Ohio who suffered from a sudden pain in his legs and back and was rushed to the emergency room where doctors removed a mysterious 6-foot-long clot from his legs. After finding these massive clots, it's not surprising the FDA is withholding autopsy results from people who died after getting the... That's right. The FDA is actually refusing to release autopsy results of victims who received the experimental. They don't want anyone seeing just how grisly the results are. Considering this is the crap that's floating around in the blood of everyone who got the... It's no surprise that life expectancy in the U.S. is plummeting at the fastest rate in history. In fact, from 2020 to 2021, life expectancy in the U.S. fell by nearly 3 years, meaning that people are dying prematurely at 35 times the rate they were before they were introduced. But these mystery deaths all have one thing in common, one common denominator. Every one of them received the new... At some point, those responsible must be held accountable. The pharmaceutical giants who made these drugs, the media who pushed their propaganda, and the elected officials in Washington who made it illegal to refuse them. Until then, we, the people who trusted those officials, can only look on in horror and disbelief at the carnage being inflicted by the murderers we thought would save us.